The SANDF is out in full force to celebrate Armed Forces Day. It's observed annually to commemorate the sinking of the SS Mendi in 1917, one of South Africa's greatest tragedies of the First World War. A total of 616 black South African troops lost their lives when the vessel sank en route to France. President Ramaphosa will lead the event. Our reporter Zola Sholwana joins us now live from there. Zola, good morning. What can we expect from today's commemorations?
Well, Master Chaba, we are expecting a lot of activities as far as the program is concerned. But firstly, we will be hearing from the Commander-in-Chief, President Cyril Ramaphosa, as he will be delivering the keynote address today. And of course, there's a number of activities that we'll be seeing. But more than anything else, the people of Thohoyandou and South Africans that will be watching will get to see what our military is all about. We'll be seeing the Navy and, all different types of, the military. And they'll be showcasing what they are all about, and also to get to remind South Africans what the South African National Defence Force is all about. And I'm joined by the spokesperson of the SANDF just to take us through what to expect today, Master Chaba. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. Of course, we haven't started yet, but one can see that it's going to be quite an interesting and busy day. What are we expecting today?
Good morning to you and to the viewers. This morning we're going to see the Armed Forces Day. It's the Armed Forces Day celebrations today. And the day will start off with a wreath-laying ceremony. The wreath-laying ceremony will be a commemoration, of course, of which the core of what Armed Forces Day is all about. Of the soldiers, the 600 soldiers, Native Labour Corps, that laid their lives during the SS Mendi sinking in 1917. And as well as for all our soldiers, fallen soldiers who died in the line of duty, internal and with external deployments. We are going to be marching off the streets right here in Punda Maria Road. We're going to see our marching columns. This is the day when we commemorate and celebrate also the serving members of the South African National Defence Force. This is in our mandate, since it was declared that by the then President Jacob Zuma. He declared in 2012 that every year the 21st of February is proclaimed as the Armed Forces Day. And since then, actually, it resonated with government, and it has since then been, except for the one unforeseen event during COVID, where we could not have Armed Forces Day. But it is an annual event. It is to celebrate our soldiers, men and women in uniform, who serve with loyalty and pride. And it is also for the nation of South Africa to show them that we are here as the South African National Defence Force to ensure that they are protected.
Speaking about showing South Africans what the SANDF is all about, I mean, we've seen over the past week there was also a recruitment drive and also showcasing of some of your machinery. Do you think that South Africans, especially those that are here in Thohoyandou, because this is where everything is happening this year, do you think that they are in full understanding of what the South African military is about? Absolutely. I really think since our arrival here in Thohoyandou, us as the South African National Defence Force, we really went on we had a huge career expo where we explained to the young in terms of which careers they can choose in the different arms of service, of course, the South African Army, South African Air Force, South African Navy, as well as the South African Military Health Service. We had a big number of young children coming, which was a great success. We had also an interfaith service, of course. South Africa is a praying nation. We had an interfaith service where the community came out and praying together on Sunday. That was followed as well with sport clinics. Healthy lifestyle is part of soldiering. It's part of a healthy lifestyle where you must keep fit. And we had a successful sport clinics. We went out and had our biggest project, which is in alliance with the Armed Forces Day, Project Owetu, where our very capable health professionals went out into the communities. They went out into Elim Hospital and other hospitals
where they provided health care. And that is now things such as doing cataract operations, providing healthcare, primary healthcare service to the elderly and to any other person that was in the hospital. So that is one of our biggest projects that is in alignment with Armed Forces Day.
Brigadier, speaking about some of your healthcare professionals going to various hospitals here, I've got a question that I wanted to ask, and one of those questions, since the deployment of the SANDF in many troubled communities in the Gauteng province, what role do you think that the SANDF, sees itself playing in domestic operations, such as curbing the issue of illegal mining in areas where communities are terrorized by illegal miners?
The SANDF is a definite deterrence for criminals, and that is they are working together with the South African Police Service and other security agencies to ensure that crime comes to is reduced in our country, and as well as making sure that as our mandate and according to the Constitution, that we make sure that we are here to defend the territorial integrity of the Republic.
Before I let you go, Brigadier, all of this comes at a time where the SANDF is facing its own challenges, issues of, not having enough equipment and also challenges of underfunding. How are you planning to address these challenges?
This is actually one of the main purposes of having an Armed Forces Day. Armed Forces Day is mainly about mobilization of forces. So we have to make sure that our forces are always prepared and they are trained and ready. Such an event brings together our forces where we train and re-emphasize that interoperability with other agencies takes place, so that in case of any unforeseen threat to our country, we are able to can operate. That is the reason why Armed Forces Day gets taken to every province. We've been to all the provinces around South Africa. This is our 12th Armed Forces Day, and it's our second one here in Limpopo. So this is what the issue of funding and the issue of equipment. This is where we get to train and see our equipment, whether it is working, how we get our personnel quickly in a specific area in the shortest time.
Brigadier, thank you very much for your time. That is, of course, Brigadier General Selina Rowlands, who is the spokesperson to the South African National Defence Force. Now, Masachaba, I'm just going to give you an idea of what is expected to happen. So this road that you are seeing right now, in a few moments from now, we will be seeing demonstrations and, of course, from different, military peoples, that is, of course, the Army, Air Force, Navy, and Military Health Service, and they will be taking salute and marching in formation. We know that there's also going to be an Air Force fly past where we are seeing, impressive fly past by the South African Air Force, showcasing aerial capabilities as part of the day's celebration. So there's a lot of festivities that are expected, demonstrations and hardware displays as well, where visitors that will be coming from different parts of South Africa will be able to see military hardware up close and witness live demonstrations of the SANDF skills and capabilities. So more than anything else, this is a blend of ceremonial precision and practical readiness. This is to show South Africans that should something come as a threat to our national security or our country, the SANDF will be ready to tackle anything that comes our way. But more than anything else, it will also be an opportunity, as you've heard from Brigadier, to address ongoing issues that the SANDF is currently dealing with internally, issues of underfunding and, of course, issues of not having enough resources when it comes to equipment and the like. So we are hoping to hear from the Defence Minister, who is expected to be here anytime from now, and her deputy as well, who will also be in attendance. But as the day goes by, we'll keep our viewers, updated and also get reactions from the public, Masichaba, as we've been speaking to the community of Thohoyandou, as this was building up from the moment where there were recruitment drives and we saw thousands of young people queuing at Thohoyandou Stadium, hoping that they might find themselves, wearing the uniform that you are seeing here worn by our soldiers one day. So there's really a lot that is expected today. And